It's Transformers 96 here with another video review. This time we have Star Wars The Black Series Imperial Death Troopers. I'm going to be reviewing both the standard Death Trooper that comes in the single pack, as well as the Death Trooper Specialist that comes in the 3-pack, which is a Target exclusive. From that 3-pack, I'm only going to be talking about the Death Trooper, and I don't even think I'm going to do a review for that Cassian or Jedha, maybe, and Jin. Maybe when that movie is about to come out and I want to post some videos to kind of correlate with the release of the Rogue One, then I might, but for now I don't think I'm going to. But if you do specifically want reviews of those two, let me know, and that might help my decision as to whether to review them or not. But let's get started. So let's talk about these Death Troopers. As you can see, I do have multiple. I have one Specialist, as well as 3 just standard Troopers. I decided to get a few Troopers just to kind of have a nice little group of them. These are obviously the main Troopers of the movie, so wanted to get a small little, not quite army, but a little like squad of them. So let's talk about it. So these figures are essentially the same thing. There's some added features to the Specialist though, so let me put him to the side, and let's first discuss the regular Trooper, Death Trooper. Alright, so the figure itself is quite nice. I do like the head sculpts quite a bit. The helmets are very cool. For the Death Troopers in this movie. I like the way that they're designed and how their faces they come down at an angle, and they resemble the Stormtroopers, but they're obviously very modern looking and completely different, which is very cool. The kind of shades at the eyes, it is a greenish, but it's a very kind of blackish green, so it doesn't come out as green when you're looking at it. It's mainly just black. Even with big lights on it, you can hardly see the green in the eyes, so it's mainly just completely black, but more of a glossy black at the eyes. There are green at the bottom of their chin. In the movie, those will actually light up, so that, you know, at least they have some representation of that. I'm glad they didn't go like full neon green or anything like that, but it would have been nice if you could kind of see it a bit more in the eyes at least. The body looks quite good, as you can see. Have some great detail. I do like the fact that the armor is all a very glossy black. It definitely looks like armor, and then the pieces that are supposed to be material, like at the arms and everything, are a gray that has a really nice striped pattern effect, which is all sculpted on, not just painted or anything, which does look very good. He does have some pouches and things at the waist. Unfortunately, he has this stupid loop on him. This is to hold the handgun, and, you know, just kind of loops in there. So, I mean, when he has the handgun in, it looks decent, but without the handgun it looks ridiculous. Like there's this big loop hanging from him, very strange. So I'm not a big fan of how that gun attaches. As far as his proportions, he's super skinny. Like, this arm is insanely skinny, and he has armor on. Like, how big would his actual arm be if he wasn't wearing this stuff? I mean, it's not realistic, and I'm just not a fan of how skinny these guys are. The figures, I think that they're just ridiculously thin. In the movie, they are thinner. I mean, but like this is just, I can't even see a normal person's arm being in here if they were like wearing this suit. So I think that the figure is actually making it even more skinny than it even is in the movie, and I think in the movie it's quite a bit skinny. So I wish that they bulked it up slightly for the figure at least, although I would have preferred in the movie that they were slightly bulkier anyway, just because these are supposed to be like this elite squad, so have a bunch of like skinny guys is kind of strange for some, you know, elite squad. But what are you gonna do? So, you know, I'm not a fan of that skinniness. When I got the hover tank pilot, I really loved it, and I was like, whoa, you know, why do I like this so much, or why does this feel so different to me? But it's because it's a normal size kind of armor, you know. He's kind of bulkier. He's got a bulkier legs, and his arms are bulkier. It looks like somebody's actually wearing an armor with him. So I will say that the skinniness of these Death Troopers is really such a shame. But what are you going to do? Wish that they bulked him up. As far as his accessories, he comes with that handgun. The handgun looks fine, but nothing too special. I mean, I don't know why you'd have these guys hold a handgun or anything. I doubt they even use it in the movie. They do come with these longer rifles, which do look quite nice. They do have a little stock at the back there, and they're just a plain gray except for one red piece on the side there, and they hold it very nicely with their finger in the trigger position. And then they do have enough articulation, of course, to hold it with two hands, but without having a double hinge elbow, you're not going to get any fantastic poses with them like aiming the gun, but you can still get decent ones, so I do like that. As far as the articulation goes, and then we'll move on to what makes the Specialist different, but the articulation is pretty decent for the Black Series. Can look up this far, can look down a bit, and then side to side. It's a ball hinge neck. You've got ball hinge shoulders, and the shoulder pads kind of go over the top of the over the shoulders to kind of get out of the way. However, there is a bit of resistance. So although the joint can do this much, the pad will push it down so it won't go that high. Then there's a hinge swivel at the elbow. The hinge at the elbow is nice. It's like slightly over 90 degrees. Then you have hinge swivel wrist. Both hinges go in. He has a ball jointed torso, which, as you can see, the side-to-side pivot is very nice. It can go down a decent amount and can go back a decent amount, so good torso articulation. Ball jointed thighs, which are a bit hindered by these pouches, but these pouches can be moved slightly, so you can still get a nice kick to them, so solid kick there. Swivel at the thighs, double hinge knees, and hinge pivoting ankles. The pivots can go over the armor, so the pivot is not hindered, which is good as well. So articulation is standard Black Series, but that's pretty decent. The only thing that I could have wanted is the double hinged elbows, of course. That's what we all want for Black Series, but just never going to get, unfortunately. As far as what makes the Specialist that comes in the Target exclusive 3-pack different is his vest area, basically. This is just a normal Death Trooper figure that they just added some things to. The paint, as far as I can tell, is 100% the same, and there's nothing different in the slightest. The only difference is this little vest piece that has been put on. It's not like it's sculpted on or anything, it was just put on. But the vest here at the front has a bunch of pouches, 3 grenades that are non-removable, and then it does have a strap that goes all the way to the back. And then at the top, it has 2 straps that connect to this pouch area on the shoulder. That's non-removable, obviously. Same thing over here. And then he does have the black pauldron, which does look very cool. I would imagine if you wanted to remove this, you could. You could probably like unhook the belt somewhere around here, and then you'd have to pop off the head and you could slide it all off. I believe that you could do that. I'm not 100% sure though, but I think that the Specialist looks better just because it gives him some more bulk. So although he still has very skinny arms and legs, at least his torso is really bulky, so he seems more intimidating. One thing that I would have really liked with this 3-pack is for him to come with that longer rifle that we do see the Death Troopers have in the movie, and we see specifically Specialists have it in the last trailer when Orson Krennic is in the fields walking up to Jyn Erso's dad, and he has 3 Death Troopers on either side of him, and some of those Death Troopers, specifically the Specialists, have those longer rifles, which I would have really liked to see this one come with, especially since there's not much different to it. It's mainly a repack, but with 1 extra accessory. So to have or 1 extra like piece on the figure, so to have a new accessory, that would have made it slightly different and just made it more worth it to buy this 3-pack basically. So I would have really liked to see that, but unfortunately we didn't get it. We only got the same gun that comes with the standard edition. These are really nice figures. I enjoy them just because of the troopers that they are. I can't wait to get Krennic to display these kind of flanking him. I think that that's going to look awesome, and I am pretty highly anticipating that. I will say I didn't pay full retail for any of these, so I would not recommend paying full retail for them, because if you buy smart, you can get them all cheap. And I got one of the Death Troopers, I pre-ordered it, or I ordered it on Force Friday, and then the other 2 I got just a week after Force Friday, and then a Specialist I purchased the day it was released, and I was able to get all of them on a discount. The 3 regular ones, got them for $16 through Toys R Us a piece, and then the Specialist, I got that 3-pack for about, I got the 20% off when they were doing the sale for the toys, so I got that for $12 off, and then I had some more personal discounts and was able to get it for $40, but even just using the one main discount that everybody could have got, this would have been a $48 pack. So I would highly recommend getting these guys only on discounts, just because they're pretty widely released, being that they're part of the first wave of the Black Series, which just everybody got. So I would recommend trying to get these on discounts just because you'll be able to, basically. Even if you can't do it today, just wait a little bit. You should be able to get them for about $16 a piece. So there you go. That's my review of the Star Wars The Black Series single pack Death Troopers, as well as the 3-pack Specialist Death Troopers. Let me know what you guys think of these troopers, and thanks so much for watching.